signature to the document and leaves Eritrea as the only African country not to be part of the trading bloc. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari signed a landmark agreement at the African Union Summit in Niger. The first step in the agreement is to cut tariffs for goods from countries within the bloc, but the time frame to do this is yet to be announced. Members of the Senate are set to begin their 8-week annual recess on July 26th. The lawmakers say this is regardless of whether President Muhammadu Buhari fails to submit the list of his ministerial nominees for their consideration and approval or not. Buhari has yet to constitute his cabinet more than 4 months after winning the February 23rd presidential election. The senators have, however, said the president's failure to unveil his ministerial nominees for confirmation will not stop them from proceeding on their annual recess. The Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum has said there is a hidden plan by the federal government to repeal the Land Use Act and take over the control of lands in the country, but from state governors to enable it subsequently implement the suspended Ruga project. According to the forum, the federal government suspended the Ruga settlement program due to the act which restricted its access to land. It, however, added that the government may move to repeal the law in order to facilitate the implementation of the Ruga grazing scheme. The forum consequently cautioned Southern lawmakers in the National Assembly to be vigilant and to guard against the introduction of any bill intended to repeal or amend the Land Use Act. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has said it will revalidate the biometrics of all candidates who have participated in its exams in the last 10 years. This is contained in a statement by the board's head, Media and Information, Fabian Benjamin, issued in Lagos. According to the statement, the revalidation has become necessary in a bid to detect impersonation. He said the board had also vowed to make public the names of imposters in order to serve as deterrents to others, as well as to stem the antics of professional examination takers. Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka human rights lawyer Femi Falana and several others gathered yesterday to commemorate the 21st anniversary of the death of the presumed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, Moshood Abiola. They gathered at his residence in Ikeja for a Ruth Lane ceremony, even as they expressed concerns about the state of the nation 21 years after. Abiola, it will be recalled, died on July 7, 1998. Soyinka, alongside others present at the Ruth Lane ceremony, lamented that Nigeria still struggles with some of the things Abiola stood and fought for while he was alive. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has criticized President Muhammadu Buhari over his recent appointment of personal aides. The PDP berated Buhari for abandoning Nigeria to their fate and being more interested in appointing aides to serve his immediate personal comfort and necessities. The party, which revealed this sentiment in a statement released by its National Publicity Secretary, Kolo Logbondian, said it is highly unfortunate that President Buhari is only concerned about his personal needs at a time when millions of Nigerians are hurting and suffering untold hardship due to lack of attention to critical sectors of the economy and national life. The PDP, however, urged Nigerians not to despair, but remain resolute for the retrieval of their stolen presidential mandate at the court, so that the nation will have the benefit of a serious, purposeful, result-oriented administration and not one that attaches no seriousness or urgency to the exigencies of governance. Reports reaching us have it that former Rivers West Senatorial District candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the last general election, Elemchukwu Ogbo, who is also the immediate past special advisor to Governor Nyesom Wike on finance and budget, has left the party.
I have carefully thought through events of the past 4 years and have come to the painful conclusion that I am not appreciated in the party and by the government. I have therefore today, July 7th, 2019, decided to leave the People's Democratic Party, PDP. I am unable to stay any longer in the party because the leadership does not appreciate my membership and contributions. I have nothing personal against the party and the government of Rivers State, but I think that I have paid more than enough dues and it is time to move on. This is a decision that I have taken only between me and my God, and I wish all my friends and colleagues in the PDP well. I will always remember the good times that we shared together. I shall, in no distant time, after due consultations, make public my next line of action.
Well, he's one of the founding members of the People's Democratic Party, said he decided to leave the PDP because he had realized that the leadership of the party does not appreciate its membership and their contributions.
In 2013, I held the very strong conviction that the governorship of Rivers State should, for the sake of the peaceful coexistence of our people, rotate to the riverine session. of the state in 2015 because the upland had occupied the governorship since 1999. However, when Governor Nyesom Wike emerged as the governorship flag bearer of the PDP for the 2015 elections, unlike other persons who left in anger, I remained in the PDP and contributed to his victory. But events have shown that my 2013 action was still being held against me. Nevertheless, I have continued to actively support the Rivers State Governor and the PDP till date. But the more I got involved in the affairs of the government and the party since 2015, the more I was discouraged and made to feel unwanted.
Stakeholders in the state have called for concerted efforts to check the twin ill of domestic and public violence in our society. This was the subject of discuss at the public presentation of the book, A Handbook on Domestic Violence, The Nigerian Perspective, written by Dr. Mrs. Glory Ezem Samadi. Speaking at the event, Henry Odili, a constitutional and human rights lawyer, tasked the people to condemn all forms of violence in the society.
Domestic violence or violence in any place is condemnable. It is good that people are coming out to talk about it because before it's been a closet thing, but now I think it comes to the fore. It's something that should not be encouraged at all. But it's not just domestic violence. Any violence is uncalled for. The case of the senator who assaulted somebody who is not even his wife in a public place. It's the same thing. It's condemnable.
Also speaking, Akin Fakorede, an assistant commissioner of police, said violence has caused untold problems to humanity.
Like I have said severally, violence has never solved any problem. Through the history of mankind, in the last century we had 2 world wars. Between then and now, that was between 1939 and 1945, we had the Second World War killing over 50 million people. Between them and now, which is over 72 years, we've had several wars in different parts of the world. Many more people have died. But has it solved our problem? I commend Dr. Mrs. Ezemani for the good work.
In her submission, Maryam Ezem Samadi, daughter of the author, called on relevant authorities to enact laws to prosecute offenders, just as she charged religious leaders to champion the crusade against domestic violence.
It is my suggestion that we focus on prosecuting abusers with the same vigor as we are fighting corruption today. There should therefore be lots more robust and clearly enforceable enactments to check domestic violence. The various states and local government councils are encouraged to enact laws against domestic violence and ensure that they are strictly enforced. Laws that appear to encourage domestic violence, like Section 55, subsection 1D of Nigeria's Penal Code, should be abrogated. Law enforcement agents must be trained to see domestic violence as offenses against the state and should desist from seeing issues of domestic violence as private or matrimonial matters that should be settled within the home. It is also important to point out that religious bodies and their leaders have a great role to play in teaching husbands that it's their role to protect and not to batter and abuse their wives.
Our correspondent reports that Dr. Gloria Zemzamadi is the wife of barrister Ezemonye Ezekiel Amadi, immediate past Commissioner for Lands and Survey, River State. The Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED, has attributed the recent loss of supply at Abuloma Transamadi to line faults on feeders. The residents of Abuloma, Gulf Estate, Odili Road, Transamadi, Garden Estate, and the entire Transamadi are currently expressing power outage that occurred early this morning. In a statement released by its manager of corporate communications, John Onyi, PHED disclosed that the forced outage is as a result of line faults affecting both Abuloma and Transamadi 33 kV feeders. The company has, however, said its technical crew is making frantic efforts to ensure that the faulty lines are fixed despite the unfriendly weather. It therefore appealed for understanding of customers within the affected areas to exercise patience while waiting for restoration of power supply. You're listening to the World News and Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, we'll be back with more news and the foreign scene. Thank you. Stay tuned.
Every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News. It's 15 minutes after 7. Here is a special report on Indorama.
It is no longer news that besides crude oil, Nigeria is also blessed with enormous other natural resources. Large in land mass and sizable water, Nigeria is one of the few countries in the world that is surpassed to be self-sufficient in food production. Self-sufficiency in an ability to grow enough food capable of feeding its large population. Hence the campaign for investment in modern agriculture. While governments at all levels have continued to encourage investment in agro-business as a priority, one major issue affecting healthy growth of farm produce in Nigeria is the poor condition of the soils and non-application of fertilizers. Reports have it that our soils are increasingly deficient in key nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur, and therefore cannot effectively support healthy growth of crops. Back here in Rivers State, farmers have been greatly affected by the poor soil condition and poor application of fertilizers, which affect their yields and income. It is, however, been observed that complaints of farmers who get poor farm produce is attributed to non-application of fertilizers and indeed purchase of low-quality fertilizers. Research shows that in the midst of the woes of farmers, Indorama Eleme fertilizer has come to the rescue. It effectively improves soil fertility and healthy growth of crops. A farmer, Mr. Leoma Chidima, who owns Ali Farms, occupying a large expanse of land for agricultural purpose in Rivers State, explained how he has benefited from using Indorama Eleme fertilizer. Alioma said Indorama has proven that the desire to achieve well-grown crops and large farm produce are possible and have broadened the vision of making substantial profit in agro-business in Nigeria.
Indorama urea. Since we started using fertilizer as a farmer and as a dealer in our agrochemical, I see Indorama urea as the best. We have used other fertilizers, but there's more benefit and advantages compared to other fertilizers. Like Indorama fertilizer doesn't cake like other fertilizer. When you apply it to the crops, it absorbs very fast compared with other fertilizers, and it lasts in crops as well, and it doesn't have any effect on a crop like other fertilizer. When you use them, you have a negative impact, like you see your either all those cash crop, you see them decay.
Simon Good News, an agronomist with Indorama Eleme fertilizer in Rivers State, advised farmers to practice proper fertilizer management in improving their farmer produce, adding that the modernization of agricultural practice through the use of fertilizer improves seeds and crop protection. He advised that extension services are very important to teach farmers so many things they need to know and do. Good News also stated that before fertilizer is applied, the company first does soil testing to determine the nature and health of the soils.
The best application systems convey to farmers is the split application. The split application is very, very important in the sense that when a farmer engages in this type of application of fertilizer, he enables the crops to have nutrients at different stages of their growth. For example, from the vegetative stage of fertilizer application, the plants need certain quantity of fertilizer at that vegetative growth or vegetative stage. Then as the plant develops, it will also need certain quantity of fertilizer or certain amount of fertilizer to keep it growing. So when the farmer practices the split application, that is the use of NPK and the urea, it actually enhances crop development and also the yield of crops.
On his part, a member of the marketing team of Indorama Eleme Fertilizer, Adewale Oluwatosin, explained how the lack of fertilizer and low level of fertilizer usage has resulted in the high rate of poor soil nutrients in the country, and in Rivers State in particular.
We are manufacturing 1.5 million metric ton of urea per year, from which we are exporting about 65% to some Latin America countries, and 35% is being used locally in Nigeria here. We have a very strong dealer network that ranges from 1 to 200 across Nigeria. And a very strong dealer network of about 28 dealers coming from Rivers State. We also do a lot of activity that ranges from wall painting, shop painting, branding.
Meanwhile, the manager of the Rivers State Agricultural Development Program, Mr. Papa, commended Indorama for helping farmers increase their produce through production of fertilizer.
Fertilizer is very important for use, and we encourage farmers to use the Indorama fertilizer that is established in the state. We have been collaborating with them in terms of training, in terms of using their products for farmers. Now, but it has a lot of advantages for use for farmers, and for us to use, especially for rice. And if we want to get higher yield of rice and maintain soil health, particularly when the place has been exhausted, the soil, we need the Indorama fertilizer. Now, the fertilizers, we need to apply them after soil test. And for this hybrid product like rice, Indorama fertilizer comes in.
Indorama, which is a core investor in the Old Eleme Petrochemicals Company Limited is a large conglomerate operating across 4 continents and 27 countries in the world. Here in Nigeria, Indorama manufactures a wide range of industrial products, including petrochemicals such as polyethylene, polypropylene, and PET, as well as fertilizers from its world-class plant here in Port Harcourt. Besides producing quality products in line with global best standards, Indorama Company has maintained cordial relationship with all its stakeholders, including customers, suppliers, local, state, federal governments, employees, host communities, and all other associates. The company has built strong relationship with customers on the back of high-quality products and responsiveness customer service, which has been evident from the company's market share of over 80% in domestic market. I'm Sandra Kenneth, and this was produced by Victor Iziama.
And now to the foreign scene. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has conceded defeat in the general election to Kyriakos Mitsotakis after exit polls indicated a clear victory for the centre-right New Democracy Party. Tsipras said in his concession speech from Central Athens that the citizens had made their choice and he fully respects the popular vote, adding that he had phoned Mitsotakis to congratulate him. He also assured the Greek people that his government will protect the rights of working people with a responsible but dynamic opposition, even as he expressed hope that the return of New Democracy to government will not lead to vengeance. In entertainment, 2 housemates, Savala and Isilomo, have been evicted from the ongoing 4th season of the Big Brother Naija show. The 2 housemates were among the 4 housemates with the least number of coins. This is the first eviction in the Big Brother Naija Pepper Dem edition, which kicked off on June 30th, 2019. In other news, blind American singer Stevie Wonder has announced that he will have a kidney transplant later this year. The singer told the crowd about his medical condition at the end of his set at British Summertime Hyde Park. Wonder said he had found a donor and will perform 3 more shows before the operation in September, and assured fans that he was fine and all was good. The 69-year-old singer said he decided to break the news himself to prevent rumors spreading about his health. And in sports, the United States have won the Women's World Cup for a record fourth time as they eventually overpowered the Netherlands in Lyon. The USA, playing in their 3rd consecutive final, continued their reign as the world's finest side as they added to their titles of 1991, 1999, and 2015. Megan Rapinoe's penalty and Rose Lavelle's fine run and finish gave the defending champions victory in the second half after resilient first half defending from the Dutch. Rapinoe's goal also meant she won the Golden Boot after finishing with 6 goals and 3 assists, while she also took the Golden Ball Award for the tournament's best player. And now to end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The immediate past special advisor to Governor Nyesom Wike on finance and budget and also senatorial district candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the last general elections, LM Chukwuowo, has dumped the party. Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum have said there is a healing plan by the federal government to repeal the Land Use Act. Members of the Senate have said they are set to embark on their 8-week annual recess on July the 26th. And on the foreign scene, we told you that the Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has conceded defeat in general elections after exit polls indicated victory for centre-right New Democracy Party. And that was the news as edited by Emmanuel Okoro. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-5341-8657 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories at www.todayfmlive.com. I am Annie Abdusalam. Thank you for listening. To have a good morning.
Today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues, today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
All right, we have a special guest from Endlex Properties in our studios. Please, what do you have for us today?
Yes, thank you. My name is Engineer Pera from Endless Properties and Development Limited. In Endless Properties and Development Limited company, we sell land, we sell houses, we sell land for agriculture, we sell land for industries, and we sell land for houses. For those of us that are still paying house rent, you're still paying student school fees, I say you're still living under financial pressure. So run down to my office at number 5 First Artillery, opposite Stanbic IBTC Bank behind Hana Fast Food. You see the one-stop 4-story building, painted blue and green. That is our office. You must become landlord, you must become landlady. Right now, we have brought a special promo that irrespective of your salary, you must buy land with our company. And all our land is buy, build, and parking. A lot of people are already building. You can buy the one at Omawa. This Omawa is just immediately after Dangote. You see our estate, and opposite Peseta University, the first gate owned by Salvation Ministry University, and the major road that takes you to Owerri, that takes you to Lagos, just very close to the airport. That one is just 900,000 naira. Last week we give over 83 people their land, and this week too we're also going to give all the people that are buying this week their land. So run out to my office to buy that one. Is very, very powerful. You can also buy the one at Eneka. This Eneka is for those people that say my house only is 200,000, 250,000. Please, for hearing my voice, don't pay that money again. Bring that money to my office. Let's give you a land. This land is buy, build, and parking. A lot of people are saying Eneka is flooded. This land is a table land. It's not flooded. It's a very powerful place. Over 300 people are already building. That one is 2.5 million, but now you're paying 1,500,000 naira. And you have the one at Airport Road, immediately after the international airport on a major road. You get that one. That one is 900,000 naira. You can buy the one at Afam. You can also buy the one in Chokocho. You can buy the one at Tigrita. You can buy the one at Lingbu Woji. In fact, my people, if you don't have this money, you can pay small. So what you need to do, just call my line 080-378-98547. I take it again, 080-378-98547, or call the